Hello students, today we are going to start with our next chapter, that is chapter number 6, cell, structure and functions. So every one of you know about the cell. What is a cell? We say that cell is the functional and structural unit of a life because everyone's body, every living organism body is made up of cell. If we talk about microscopic organisms, then their body is made up of single cell. And when we talk about multicellular animals, then we say that the multicellular organism body is made up of many cells. Because the name multi means many. We as a human being, our size is more. So what we say that we are multicellular. Even the plants which we are having outside, what we observe, they all are multicellular. But when we talk about some algae, they are some minute algae when we are talking, some are unicellular. So that means cellular means the living organism body, it varies from single cell to many cell. It is a combination of a single cell or many cells. Now what is a cell? When we talk about a cell, we say that cell is the smallest structural and functional unit of life. That means in cell, all the activities of a living organism occurs which makes that cell to live. Or we say that which is a characteristic of a life. How can we distinguish between a table and us? Table is there, it has shape, size, weight, everything it is having the color also. But what is the difference between table and us? So what we say that in our body, metabolic activities are going on. That means we are eating food, digestion of the food takes place, we take in oxygen, we give out carbon dioxide, our height is increasing, blood is moving inside our body, and many other activities are going on inside our body. But when we talk about a table, there is no food intake by the table. There is no respiration, no circulation, no excretion, nothing else because table is dead. That means in table is made up of wood and wood is obtained from plant. So that means this is the dead part of the plant. So that means cells present in the table is all are dead and cells present in our body are living. So living means what? That means complete metabolic activities. Metabolic activities means all the activities are going on inside the organism which helps the organism to survive, which gives the organism to take in diet. That means digestion process occurs because food is taken inside. We have taken the food. That food is digested. The digested food is absorbed, and absorbed food is utilized by the body, by the cells, and then during utilization, new cells, new components are formed which increase the size of the cell, which increase the size of the organism body when we say about the multicellular organisms. And when the cells divide, then the number of the cells also increases. So this all shows that the living organism is a living and the table or anything is dead. So now here in this chapter we will discuss about the cell, discovery of the cell, cell theory, and the functions and the presence of different cell organelles. As we have different organs in our body because we are multicellular organism. In the same way, a very small cell which we cannot see with our eyes. Normally with our eyes we cannot see the cell. In that cell also many small compartments are present which are called as cell organelles. We don't call them as organs because organs are multicellular. So we call them as organelles. So these cell organelles work in the cell to make the cell living. Now here we come with the chapter. Just look over here on the board. What is cell? Cell's definition. Cell is the structural and functional unit of life. That means for a life, whatever the function or whatever the activities of a cell is there, the same activity is of that living organism. Means if a cell is doing the digestion, then the complete cells of the organism body, they are also doing the digestion process, and then that means the digestion process is occurring in the living organism body. And when respiration occurs, then this all body is performing the respiration activity, and energy is given to all the cells. So this means that living organism body, or we say the cell is the structural and functional unit of life. We call it over here smallest because the size of the cell is very small. So we call it as the smallest. Cell is the smallest structural and functional unit of life. As you know that when we build a building or a house is built, then we require bricks to build the house or building. And these bricks, when joined with one another and one over the other, like over here, if I say this is one brick and this is the another brick. So in this way, when I join, a line of brick can be formed, and over it, if I say another brick is placed, and in this way what will happen? A complete wall is formed. So in the same way, in our body also, these cells forms they act or they behave like the brick. That's why here brick is the structural unit of a building or a house. In the same way, cells are the structural unit of our body. And though bricks are dead, so we can't say that it is a functional unit, but in a living organism body, cell is the structural and functional unit of life. Now here we come to the next, that is, this is also called as the building block of the body. As I told you over here, as brick is the main building block. If we remove this brick, then what will happen? All bricks will fall down. In the same way, they are joining and they are forming the complete building. So we call them as the building block of the body. Next we talk about the discovery. Discovery of the cell. Cell was first discovered by Robert Hooke in 1665 by using simple microscope. He had a simple microscope and he used that simple microscope to observe the cells. Now how do he came to know about the cell? So what is there? Robert Hooke, he used to work on a lens shop where different types of lenses are formed. So what he did, he was just sitting idle, and during that time he was arranging the different types of lenses according to their part. Okay, so he observed different things with the arrangement of the lenses, and then he observed, he cut the slice of many objects, and then he observed how thin the slice can be cut and how clearly the object can be seen. So he cut the slice of a cork, because cork was used during that time to put as a lid on the bottles. Okay, so he cut the slice of the cork, very thin slice, and he observed honeycomb like structures. Honeycomb means, like you have seen the beehive. Okay, so beehive shape is hexagonal. Look over here, this is the shape of or hexagonal shape. So he observed the cell structure like this. The first cell which was observed was from the cork cell, and the cell appears to be hexagonal like a beehive, and he called it as cell. Cell means empty room, because the word cell has been derived from the Latin name called as cellula. Cellula, this is the Latin name and it means empty room, because when Robert Hooke observed this cork cell, he observed it from the cork cell. He don't find anything inside this cell, and he said that this is an empty, so he called it as cellula, and therefore it means empty room, and from cellula the word cell has been derived. Now the question arises why he was not able to see any cell organelles or any component, any substance inside this. The answer is that this cell was observed from a cork cell. Means this is the cell of a cork cell which was first observed by Robert Hooke. So, and this was a cork cell. So, cork cell is made up of dead cell because it is a part of the dead tissues of plant. So, this cork cell was dead. Therefore, no cell organelles or nothing, no component of the cell was observed by Robert Hooke. Later on, another scientist came. His name was his name was Anton von Leeuwenhoek. His name was Anton von Leeuwenhoek, and he observed the living cell for the first time. He observed the living cell for the first time, and from here the different studies related to cell begins, because when he observed the living cell, he was able to find different small components in the cell. So here we say that the first cell which was discovered by Robert Hooke was dead cell, that is the cell of a cork, and later on Anton von Leeuwenhoek discovered the living cell. As just now we have studied about the discovery of cell. Robert Hooke discovered the dead cell because he was the first one who observed the cell, and second one was Anton von Leeuwenhoek. He discovered the living cell. So when the cell was discovered, when it came to know that the body of the organism or body of plants, body of animals, body of any organism is made up of single cell, then many scientists, they involve themselves in the study of cell and the components of the cell, means what does a cell contain. Different scientists, they work on different cells, and out of these all scientists, two scientists, Schleiden and Schön, they are the German biologists. They studied on the cell individually and they proposed the cell theory. So we call them as that they have proposed the cell theory. What is cell theory? It was proposed by Schleiden and Schön. And what does the cell theory mean? So what does this theory contain? So on the basis of their study, they proposed 2 points. One is all living things are made up of cells. As we all know that all living organism body is made up of cells. And what are cells? Cells are the basic structural and functional unit of life. This was the first point which was proposed in the cell theory, that all living living organism body is made up of cells, and cells are the basic structural and functional unit of life. As this we have already discussed earlier. Second point is that organization of the cells in the body of a living organism decides its structure and function. Means how the cells are organized or grouped together in an organism body. The arrangement, the organization of cells in organism body shows us, or it forms the basic structure of that organism. In our body, different cells are organized, they are combined together so that we get this body structure. In the same way, you have seen different animals in plants, they have different body structure from us. So this is what the change in the body structure is, just because of the difference in the organization or grouping of the cells in the organism body. So this point, second point, it states that the organization of the cells in the body of a living organism, it decides the structure and function. How the structure is there and what function it performs. These are the two postulates, or we say the points of cell theory, which was proposed by Schleiden and Schwann. But later on, another scientist named Rudolf Virchow, he proposed that new cells arise from pre-existing cells by their division. That means he also was working on the cell theory, and when he studied the cell theory proposed by Schleiden and Schwann, then he suggested one more point, he added one more point, and then he modified the cell theory by adding his postulate or his point of cell theory. And this cell theory point was that new cells arise from pre-existing cells. Now what do you mean by pre-existing? Pre-existing means already present. Already present cells. Mean the cell which is present now, it will divide and it will form new cells. Okay, so in this way we say that new cells are formed from the parent cells. In the same way as we are born from our parents. So our parents, they come before and afterwards they gave birth to us. So that means they are existing before and afterwards, that means they are pre-existing, and when they give birth, then we came into existence. So means new cells, they arise from pre-existing cells. So these are the 3 points of cell theory which was proposed, and the cell theory was said to be proposed by Schleiden and Schwann. So in this way, in the third point, we can in bracket write down Virchow, because this was proposed by Virchow, and we say that cell theory is modified by Rudolf Virchow, and now the cell theory consists of 3 points. Once again, just have a look over here to the cell theory. All living things are made up of cells. Cells are the basic structure and functional unit of life. Second point is the organization of the cells in the body of a living organism decides its structure and function. Third point is new cells arise from pre-existing cells by their division, proposed by Rudolf Virchow. Now students, here we have another topic of the chapter, that is the levels of organization. Okay, just now in the cell theory, in the second point, I told you about that. Second point states that the organization of the cells in the organism body determines the structure of the organism body. Means how the cells are grouped together in the organism body is responsible for the structure of the organism body. So here we are going to discuss about the levels of organization, means how the body of the organism is formed from unicellular to multicellular. Okay, so now just have a look over here. Levels of organization. First we know that the smallest unit of life is cell. Single cell organisms are there. We say organism whose body is made up of single cell, as well as there are organism whose body is made up of many cells. So single cell organisms, they are called as unicellular, and all the activities of the organism body occurs in this single cell. When we talk about many cell organisms like us, okay, we are human beings, even the plants, their body is made up of many cells. So we call them as multicellular. Means body is made up of many cells. And in multicellular organisms, group of cells are there, and different functions are performed by different group of cells. Different functions of the organism body like digestion, respiration, excretion, circulation, transportation. Okay, so different functions of organisms are performed by different group of cells, and these different group of cells, they form the different levels of organization. As you know that you are playing the games, video games. In video games what will happen? The first level is there, which is simple. Then comes the second level, which is little bit harder than the first level. Then third level is there, which is more complex than the second level. In this way, as you move forward in more higher levels, then the complexity of the game increases. In the same way, in the organisms, when we talk about the organisms level of organization, in simple organisms, the structure is simple, and when we move to the higher levels, the complexity of the arrangement of cells increases. So here we talk about the levels of organization. So first I told you that there are the organisms whose body is single cell, they are called as unicellular. All the activities of the organism body, it occurs in that single cell only. Second, we talk about the multicellular animals, means animal body is made up of many cells and different groups of cells perform different functions. Now, the first level is cell. Okay, so we call it as the cellular level organization. First level is means organisms which body is made up of single cell. For example, bacteria. Bacteria. Bacteria is made up of single cell only. So here we say that bacteria has cellular level of organization. Cellular level of organization, and all the activities occurs in the single cell of bacteria. Second, we talk about that group of cells. Okay, second is the group of cells having the same type of cells, means the same type of cells which group together and perform the same functions. So that is called as tissue. Tissue is group of cells performing same functions. So therefore it is called as tissue. Okay, like we have muscular tissue. Okay, and we have fluid connected tissue like blood. Blood is also a tissue. Then we have nervous system. So in this nervous system we have nervous tissue. So in these different tissues, they have the group of same type of cells and they perform the same function. Second we talk about is the organ. Second means third type of level. Third level is called as the organ level of organization, in which same type of tissues, okay, we say group of same type of tissues. So organs are formed when same type of tissues, they combine together and they perform the same function. Means their function should not be different. Their function, it should be same. So that means we say and perform same function. That means their function is same. They are the group of same type of tissues and they forms the organ. Organs, for example, we have different organs in our body, like we have brain, stomach, lungs, then intestine, kidneys. Different organs are present. So these organs are made up of same type of tissue, and all these tissues, they are working together and the only one function. Then next, after organs, we know that different organs, they are joined together to perform same functions in our body. Like we have our nose is there, okay, nose, then the buccal cavity over here, then comes the windpipe, then comes the lungs, okay. So here this complete, it forms the respiratory system. Then stomach is there, small intestine, then large intestine, they forms the digestive system, okay. So, and kidneys forms the excretory system. So these here means different organs, they group together and they form the common system. So we say that they are forming the organ system. So organ system is what? It is the group of organs performing same function in the organism body. So it is called as organ system. We have, for example, we have digestive system, we have respiratory system and others like circulatory system, excretory system, reproductive system. There are different systems present in the organism body. Okay, now next one is the highest level of organization is that different organ systems, they combine, they arrange, they organize together and they form the body of the organism. So we call it as individual organism. One single organism is formed by organization of organ systems. So here we say that group of organ systems, forms the individual organism body. So the life starts from single cell. All the activities are done in the cell only. Then group of cells organize to form the tissues. Group of cells organize to form tissues, and in tissues the cells perform same function. Then group of tissues organize to form organ. Again these are performing the same function. Group of organs forms the organ system, and then group of organ systems, they arrange, organize to form the individual body or individual organism.